Missouri Congressman Jason Smith. Congressman, great to see you this morning. I know you are leading the charge in Congress to extend the Trump tax cuts. How are those discussions with Democrats going?
You know, let me say the discussions with Republicans. The plan is to pass the permanency of the expiring Trump tax cuts with Republicans through reconciliation. And we've been having constant meetings. We've been preparing for this moment for 2 years. We've traveled to over 20 different states, had over 120 different meetings with small business owners, working families, farmers, to develop those policies that will deliver, as the president just stated in a speech, for working families and will help grow the economy and help domestic manufacturing. These are all things that we are ready, prepared, and will deliver on for the president to sign and make into law.
Yeah, obviously the president very much wants to see this happen. Yesterday, he commented on X. He wants to bring businesses back to America. My message to every business in the world is simple. Come make your products in America, and we will give you among the lowest taxes of any nation on earth. But if you don't make your product in America, you will have to pay a tariff. Mr. Chairman, I mean, it seems like he's laying it out there pretty simply. Come here, pay lower taxes, don't pay more.
The president is crystal clear. His policies are America First policies, and that means America First workers, America First manufacturers, and American First customers. What the president has done in his first 4 days, just with executive orders, when it deals with growing our economy, has been incredible. On his very first day in office, he signed an executive order withdrawing from the global minimum tax that the Biden administration agreed to that would take away more than $120 billion from U.S. companies. The president said, no, you're not going to do that to us. It's the same thing on the first day. He signed an executive order, and that executive order that he did on the first day on trade policies was more than what President Biden did in all 4 years of his term as president.
And we know that Trump's nominee for Treasury Secretary is expected to be confirmed by the Senate as early as this week. And I know you'll work closely with him as chairman of the Ways and Means Committee. How are you feeling about his nomination?
I'm really excited for Besson to get confirmed. He will get confirmed, and he'll be a great Treasury Secretary to work with. I've been having a lot of conversations with him. He is determined to help deliver and work hand in glove on passing Trump's economic policies, and we'll do that. I like to remind my colleagues that the only reason Republicans control the White House, the House, and the Senate is because of Donald Trump and the 77 million Americans that stood behind all the policies that Donald Trump campaigned on. It is time for the House and the Senate to deliver on those economic policies, and don't kick the can down the road. Do it now.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I know from having served in the first administration, the Trump administration, the most difficult part of doing tax cuts was getting Republicans all on the same page. We have some, obviously, that want salt is their big issue. Some want to see more cuts. Where's the biggest sticking point right now as you guys work this out amongst the family?
You know, threading the needle is going to be extremely difficult. We have the smallest majority in the House of Representatives in the history of this country. In just a few weeks, we'll be 217 to 215. So if we lose one person, we may not have the majority. It's that close, and so we can't lose one in these votes. So we've been talking to a lot of different groups within the Republican conference. We have the debt and deficit hawks that are very concerned. Some people argue that taxes should be paid for. Others argue that taxes is the American voters' money, and government shouldn't have to decide that you pay for allowing Americans to keep more of their money, which is the Republican belief. But then also the state and local tax deduction is something that is a lot of discussion. But guess what? We're going to thread the needle. We'll get the job done. And everyone's going to have to give and take. There's people on both ends of the spectrum. We're going to have to go down the middle. The president wants an agreement. We'll deliver an agreement.
All right. Chairman Jason Smith, thanks for joining us this morning.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.